Nidal Al-Shar, Minister of Economy in the formation government of Syria. Welcome to Diplomatic Passport.
Thank you very much for hosting me.
Minister, your country has a tough war for the last 14 years. You lost a lot of people. You have refugees all over the world. In Romania, it's a small community of Syrian refugees, but we also have them here. Your country was pretty much destroyed, and your economy is in a very difficult situation. What is the plan for reconstruction now? Because for sure it's not easy to start over.
Well, I would like to reiterate what you just said, that we are really we're living now a situation that is not seen in other countries. The economy destroyed, the infrastructure is destroyed, and we are starting actually from sub-zero, not even zero. So there are a lot of places we can start from, and it's very hard to pinpoint exactly, but this will be a general movement toward building the economy that was destroyed. We were left with nothing, actually. So what we're aiming, of course, to instigate some kind of economic development using the local resources that we have some left. We have the will of the people to rebuild Syria. We have those refugees and those expats that were outside of Syria that were successful, and they carry very good experience. We rely on them to come back to Syria as well to share with us the rebuilding. It's not easy to start from scratch or from zero, let's say. But we do have the will, and we are hopeful that the whole world, the international community, will come and will reach out to us for help. And we see that many signs that the whole world is feeling, I would say, sorry about Syria, and they really would like to, share with the rebuilding. And the rebuilding is going to take a different shape than the traditional rebuilding that we saw in different countries, like in other countries. We've suffered for such a long time, and what we would like to do is to create something new, is to reinvent Syria, the one that we would love to see, that we would love to live in. And this is going to take a completely different mentality from the way we used to do business or to do things, on a political aspect or economic aspect, social aspect. So this collective effort, we hope that will unite in producing and presenting something new to the world, the Syria that was not, the Syria, the new Syrians, the new political, direction, the new economic reform. We are going to rely on different mechanisms than the traditional ones that are used in other countries. And we do have the resources. Syria is a very rich country with respect to its population and its space. So it's very rich, and we have to cap on that and utilize our resources to the best way we can. Not absolutely, perfect, but we're going to try our best.
Any war is not starting suddenly. There are signs. There is a crescendo, there is a decrescendo. In Syria right now we see that the situation is not stable, but it's stabilizing. How do you intend to present your plans to the rest of the world? Because you said that you hope the rest of the world will support Syria in this endeavor, when the situation is not yet calm, let's say.
For the last 64 years, the Syrian people have suffered so much. There were so many accumulating factors contributed to that suffering. This suffering now is hopefully completely over. So this, helps us, it lends itself to our unity. So our unity now is our strength. Our will to rebuild Syria is our strength. And this will give us, the opportunity to explain that to the whole world. We have to work on Syria's reputation. We have to really build new one, because in the past it was not very, encouraging, let's say. So this is something new. And when you try to sell a new brand, there are so many legworks you have to do. There are so many bases you have to build. And we are starting now the first step to build that base, that Syria is a part of the international community. It's a productive part, it's a positive part, it's a peaceful part. Syria is going to be friendly with all of its neighbors. It will contribute to the world development. We have so many brains that could do that. We have done so in the past, so we do have precedent. We have track record. We're going to cap on that. Syria is a civilization center, as you know, for thousands of years. So this is something that we consider wealth for us, and we would like to utilize it. In addition, you know, to the new face that we are now presenting ourselves to the world, we hope all these factors together, with the help of the international community, we will be able to present a good case of recovery. We are recovering today. Our recovery sometimes, you know, is painful. It's not always, you know, easy to go through. So there are so many factors, actually, and again, I do repeat, it's the will of people that we have today we never had before.
And what this new face of Syria will look like? Because, for instance, in Romania, in the last 14 years of war in your country, the communication with the officials was inexistent. What shall the Romanian public learn or hear about the new Syria? I don't know how much they knew about the old Syria.
Well, you talked about Syrian officials in the past, and now you see me here. I'm here in Romania, and I'm talking to you.
And you're giving interviews.
And I'm giving you interviews, and I'm getting to be exposed to the Romanian people. Romanian people were always friendly to us, regardless of the regimes that governed us, which is something really, you know, we appreciate. That it means that they are dealing with people. They're not dealing with, you know, regimes. And this is very encouraging for us. So we're open. We would like to be more open. We would like people to reach out to us as much as we reach out to them. So we have some kind of mutual benefit, you know, affected in all of our relationship. So this is hope, and we are working on it. And the beautiful thing that we do see signs that people are opening up their doors for us. The international community, countries, individually, collectively. We're talking about international organizations. You saw what happened at the UN 2 days ago. We raised our flag, our new flag. This was something that we were dreaming of for years and years, and it got accomplished. So things are working well, I think. And the fact that we are just getting out of Syria takes a little time, so our officials have to get used to this, you know, interaction with the international community. Some of them are very, very, you know, good experts, and I think those will be our ambassadors to countries like Romania, to other countries, especially the European Union. We do have cultural, historic relationships with the European Union, and we don't want to give that up. Unfortunately, it was, you know, driven silent for years, but today we are waking that up, you know, and we would like that to really, you know, translate itself into, you know, good relationships and, you know, a strong reality and good reality beneficial for all.
Because you mentioned United Nations, and because we are talking still about the wounds of a 14 years long war, I do remember that during the heavy Russian bombing of Aleppo and former Assad regime of Syria, I was talking with Syrians trapped in the city center of Aleppo under the shelling. People were afraid. People suffered a lot. Aleppo was a big wound on the Syrian heart. The relationship with Russia will still continue, because I know that right now your transition government is talking if the Russian bases should be still on the Syrian territory.
Well, I'm from Aleppo to start with, so I'm familiar with what had taken place there. It was something that I don't think represented the real concern of the Russian government or people towards Syria. I think it was something that came up suddenly, which is the alliance between the regime and the government in Russia. It was like, you know, trading benefits, trading favors. This is gone now today. Trading favors is gone. We are very realistic. We don't have this mentality of taking revenge. We don't have that, you know. We hope to see positive, you know, reaction from the Russian government, and we do have signs of that, and our president as well is opening up, you know, to talk to all, you know, all countries, and including Russia. As you know, Russia has a long relationship, historical relationship with Syria, on the governmental level and on the popular and the social level as well.
People to people, yeah.
We cannot just erase that. We have to be realistic. We have to deal with it. We have to be rational about it. This is a new Syria, and new Syria has to do everything right. So this is our perspective today. And we see it with, when you talk to all officials in Syria, you see that perspective very solid and very clear. Not only just Russia, we're talking about the U.S. We've had a very bad relationship with the U.S. over the years. Today we're opening up to the U.S. Here are our ministers. We're in the U.S. It's true they were in the World Bank, but they were in the U.S. And we are talking, we're getting engaged, discussions and talks. The whole key is that you have to open up in a very transparent and real way, candid way. And I think we're doing that, and so far we've been very successful, my own estimate.
Your territory was, during the war, a sort of playground for a lot of powers, a lot of interests, different. You mentioned the United States, you mentioned Russia, but there was also Iran, Turkey, Israel. You are going to restart the relations with all these countries? Is it as practical as you make it sound?
Well, it was a mess, and it was chaotic. Okay, this phase is finished today. So, getting mass again to organization and chaotic situation, it takes a lot of work. So, of course, we have to establish relationships with all these neighbors, because we know the reasons behind this chaos that took place. This chaos is over today. So we can go back and establish the right relationship. Mutual, interest can be served very well today because we do have a powerful government. That government is backed by, almost all Syrians today. And this is, wealth, this is a strength that we will, utilize in order to justify good relationships with all neighbors and with other superpowers as well, and the EU, of course. So we do have the base today. We are building the base. I'm not going to say it's finished, it's complete. No, it's in the, in the process.
But Minister, isn't this base, needing trust?
It's destiny, Christina, because our destiny is to be neighbor to Turkey, to Jordan, to Lebanon, to Iraq. That's our destiny. We cannot just escape that. We have to be pragmatic. We have to be realistic, human as well, to deal with those neighbors, And again, I say, everyone does mistakes. Everyone, commits mishaps. You cannot just,
But it's a little more than just a mistake.
It was devastating to us, especially to us.
Exactly.
It was really devastating. Look at the destruction that we are going through today. But again, we have to start, we have to start afresh. We have to put this behind us and start afresh with the transitional justice that we are seeking today. Hopefully our transitional justice model will be unique, because what happened in Syria is not similar to what happened, for example, in Rwanda or South Africa. We have a completely different model, so we need a completely different model for transitional justice. And once that's in place, I think this will augment and it will empower, trust with other, countries. So it takes time to build up. It's a cumulative process. It doesn't happen overnight, And we have started now, thinking and implementing, some of the transitional justice factors in Syria. Unfortunately, there are some mistakes as well, but hopefully we will overcome that in the near future.
Do you think at the level of the Syrian population, every minority group will find peace in the end? Because we have this recent massacre of the Alawite minority in Syria, and from my understanding there is building a sort of local militia in order to protect them, because they don't feel protected anymore by the current government.
Two expressions I don't like. One is minorities. We don't have minorities. We have components. There are Syrian components. You want to call them minorities? You take the responsibility. It's the word we use in Romania. Yeah. So they are components. Syria is one nation, and it has components, but we don't have minorities. We don't believe in minorities, expression. The second expression is the massacre. when you talk about a massacre, it's a deliberate type of action that took place because of so many things. What happened was really part of the mess and the chaos that we went through and caused by the former regime. Those are the results. You see them today. But no one sat down and contemplated a massacre against the Alawites. The Alawites are components, very important components of Syria. They are original. They are not different from any other components. But, you know, things sometimes happen because of mistakes in the past. And those mistakes in the past were committed by the former regime. So we are all today paying the price for those mistakes. So I would not really go as far and call it, you know, massacre. And I think things should be cooling down very soon. People will realize the new reality. This, as you remember, Christina, it came as a surprise. In 11 days, the country was liberalized. No one ever thought that this would have happened. Quickly, yeah. It happened, so it came as a shock. And it takes time for you to heal from the shock. So those things are happening, very unfortunately, very unfortunate to happen. We don't like them at all. We are against them to happen, even at the individual level. We will not tolerate that, definitely. But they happen.
Well, since you are the Minister of Economy and Industry and Syria needs badly investments, I know, for instance, that Qatar and Saudi Arabia are willing to pay your debt of the World Bank. Who else is going to help you?
You know, our relationship with Qatar is long. I mean, it's been a long time that we're having very good relationship. And with Saudis, it went through ups and downs, but today it's very stable. And the same thing goes for all the Gulf countries. And today we're opening up to the Europeans. I can cite what I'm going through. I can tell you my own experience. Since I came to office, I've been having, if not at least 60 or 7 proposals for heavy investments in Syria. Most of them are coming from the West.
May I ask what fields?
You talk from sugar facilities to cement to technology transfer to computers to robotics to programming to ag industries to every source of, like, even ports, tobacco, you name it, we have it. Every day I get at least 4 or 5 proposals on a daily basis. Now, some of which I have to admit that have some Syrian link, like Syrian partners, which is good. That means that Syrians outside are interested in coming back and putting their money, into Syria. But they're also coming with partners, from the West, and this is very encouraging. And honestly, today, it takes hours for me to go through all these proposals, and every proposal now is welcome, regardless of the size. Even if it's small, medium, large, it's okay with us, because we need everything. We need to start from everywhere, and any place we start from is a good place, because, as I said in the beginning, we are at zero. So I'm very happy, actually, and I'm very encouraged by what I see and the proposals that I hear. And I'm not mentioning phone calls here. I'm mentioning written proposals. Phone calls, you count them daily. So, some people are maybe, I would not say dreaming, but they're maybe testing the waters. They just want to see if they can invest or not, how welcome they are. We are showing them that you are welcome. Every effort in Syria is a welcome effort, as long as it's peaceful, positive, for the benefit of our people. We're not going to deny anyone the opportunity to invest in this beautiful land.
I have to say, since you told me to the public that is watching this program, that you also lived in Romania for some time during the Syrian war. Now you're going back to Damascus to take over your new portfolio. What do you expect from Romania, considering our historical link with Syria and being the only country that never closed the embassy in Damascus during these 14 long years of war?
Yeah, I'm very happy to say that I've been living in here for almost 2 years, and I'm one of many who have been very happy in here. In fact, I feel a bit sad inside that I'm leaving Bucharest today, and I have to go back to Syria because of the new duty that I have there. I think, again, Romania and Syria had very good relationships. We had many students who came here and built their new lives and got their degrees and came back to practice in Syria. So the link is continuous. It has never been cut. Even with the war and with the chaos that we've had, there was always a link between Syrians and Romanians. And now things are open and this chaos hopefully is completely over. I would expect this relationship to strengthen, to be more beneficial for both, to be more vivid and like having real effects on both nations. And we can benefit a lot from Romania went through also tough times in the 80s and the 90s. It was not easy for Romania and emerged out in a very nice, developed country, and we can benefit from that experience, whether it's technological, educational, economics. There is so much to learn from Romania in activating our, economic plan. So I'm very hopeful, and I look forward to really good relationships.
Minister, thank you so much for this interview, and the best of luck to Syria and to Syrians.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me. Appreciate it.